back, everybody. Our recap moves to Connecticut, where Sandy Hook families are on the hunt for punitive damages against InfoWars host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Last month, Jones faced a near billion-dollar payout to over a dozen plaintiffs that filed defamation suits after Jones called the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting a hoax on his programming. This followed a similar suit in August out of Jones's residing city of Austin, Texas, where a jury awarded one set of parents $49.3 million. In this case, the nine-figure award applied to compensatory damages, but now the plaintiffs are seeking additional punitive damages, using the Connecticut Unfair Trade Practices Act as a means to do so. In a hearing on Monday, the parties argued over who has the bigger burden to prove here.
We don't think it's our burden to produce evidence from which we don't think it's our burden to prove how deep the well the plaintiffs seek to draw from is. They want to draw from the well. It's their burden. They chose to play fast and loose with numbers, with a $550 million or 550 million impression multiplied in some loosey-goosey way toward by the 100 million to 1 billion number. Attorney Maddie got the corporate rep to adopt. That's not our problem.
If Mr. Jones was genuinely concerned about how this any punitives award would impact his business, he could have sought an opportunity to present that evidence. The problem is that Mr. Jones doesn't want to present evidence of his true financial condition to this court or to any court.
All right, let's break this down. Rich, can you explain to us what we're talking about with unfair trade practices? How does something like that support punitive damages, which we know are meant to punish someone?
Right. Well, the Connecticut Unfair Trade Practices Act, or CUTPA as we call it, is a unique theory in this case, in addition to defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. And the statute has much wider punitive damage possibilities. Under general Connecticut law, for a tort like defamation or emotional distress, the punitive damages would be very limited. But CUTPA, which has to do with deceiving the public for financial purposes, would open him up to really a much higher punitive damage number.
Here's my problem, Terry, with all this. So the amounts that Alex Jones has to pay in Texas and Connecticut, I think we could call them astronomical. I think that's probably a good word to say. If we add then punitive damages to the Connecticut case, I just feel that these are all going to be reduced on appeal, right? I mean, doesn't he have a strong argument that these numbers are too much here for what he did?
These numbers are really high, Jesse, and honestly, he defaulted, and the higher the award, in my opinion, the better for him. It could be completely vacated. So, you have to look at whether or not he's going to be able to pay this, and whether or not on appeal, an appellate court is going to say this is astronomical, you shouldn't have to pay this, it's not supported by the evidence, and all of that could very well in fact happen. And right now, with the award now that we have for the Texas case and now the award for the Connecticut case, punitive on top of that is going to make it even more astronomical. So I definitely think that this is in his favor. I think he's going to let it go and appeal, and I think we're never going to see the end of it. And frankly, he probably doesn't even have the money. The highest award so far in a defamation case that I've seen is over $220 million. So this is far in excess of even that.
I always just wonder if he actually fought this, if he fought the liability portion, what would that trial have looked like? I think it would have been fascinating from a legal point of view, but that's my 2 cents.